Hello and welcome to Noggin Comics, and this episode of Feature 5 for March 4th, 2026. Now, if you're new to the channel, Feature 5 is to take 5 comics from the week, and we discuss and rank these 5 comics. This is something we plan on doing weekly. So if you like this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And by comment, I mean, what are your favorite books of the week? So March 4th, 2026 was a very heavy indie week for us. There is no Marvel on this list, and as of filming this video, we have not read a Marvel book from this week.
It's true.
That being said, we do have Marvel books to read. Just haven't touched them. So let's go into our featured 5 this week. And the first book that we're going to be talking about is from a Minnesotan himself. And this is Sleep Number 8 by Xander Cannon.
Yes, the finale.
If you've been watching us, you know that on my top 10, because we did 2 top 10s for 2025, this didn't make your top 10, but it made my top 10. And it could be a little bit of biasy, and I'll admit that because we know Xander. And honestly, him writing a horror comic instantly had me hooked.
Yeah.
And this does wrap up the story, but way too fast, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought this issue, things got a lot darker, but then at the same time, I thought to myself, maybe I need to read it all together. Because at times when reading the single issues, I was like, wait, what's actually happening?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this would be better read all together. Oh, I think I would appreciate it more.
Absolutely. I feel like this issue alone would read better in a collected edition. Now, I'm not saying this issue's bad by any means. In fact, all 5 of these books that we're talking about were very good books. But you and I agreed that Sleep as a whole would read better collected.
Yeah.
And I almost asked myself, if we would have not picked them up weekly and just got the trade, how much would you enjoy this book more?
Yeah. I probably would have just, read it in a sitting or two.
Well, it does not. It's very much Sander's art. That's what drives this book.
Yeah, and I think in the back of this one, he said the next book he's doing is a young adult book, which...
kind of disappointing.
But we also haven't read any of his other, what is
Kaiju
it?
Max?
Yeah, we haven't read that before.
But hey, we see Xander often, so who knows? Maybe we might actually have him on the channel one day. Now, this next book is one of the more... what else am I looking for here? The blockbuster of the week.
Yeah.
Not in the terms of people chasing after it. We are talking about one book that people are chasing after that we still don't understand why it's worth what it is. But this book, it finishes up an event.
Yeah.
And that is DCKO number 5.
This Daniel Warren Johnson cover.
Written by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. Nora, you take the art.
By Wes Craig, one of my faves. Zermancico and Javier Fernandez.
Well, and the funniest thing is, before diving into talking about this book, when Nora just realized that Wes Craig was on the art in this.
Yeah.
She read it and didn't realize that one of her favorite artists was on the book.
I mean, I love him from Deadly Class, but I feel like any artist from their indie work is just different with...
superheroes.
And I think I just found it with the superhero page. So, yeah, let's see. Let's get
Well, yeah, and his work is kind of talking about the future.
Yeah.
Where this is going.
I just realized.
And to be completely honest with you guys, it was DC Metal that really got us collecting comics when that came out. That was when we started getting weekly comics. And this is my favorite DC event since then.
Yeah.
And that is just because I feel like it stuck the landing. I mean, it's not like perfect, but it tells a good story and it gave us what we want, and I would say the issue before this was the best one.
Yeah, I don't like disagree, and like I'm excited for where it's gonna go. And yeah, Wes Craig has a great like splash page on the second to last page. But yeah, I mean, I guess like I like Superman, but I guess I just don't like. I don't know. I kind of wanted a little bit more out of it, but that's just me.
Well, and I feel like Superman and Batman are overused in DC.
Yeah.
And
Like
this issue is just Superman and Lex Luthor basically and Darkseid. That's all that's really in here as main characters.
yeah.
So I understand the usage of Superman and it does make sense and it's not bad by any means. But I just wanted something different.
Yeah.
That being said though, like I said, the best thing about this issue and about this event, and I think a successful event gets you excited for what's coming next.
Yeah.
And
I think it did its job well in that way.
Did its job well, and it got us excited for Phase 2 of DC Next Level. It's all the new comics that are coming out soon. And it's also kind of sprinkling in the Absolute universe.
Yeah, which is exciting.
Scott Snyder and Josh Ramson never really miss.
No.
But we're going to take a break from DC Comics. And we're going to go to a finale of a series that I'm shocked was not on my top 10 last year, but was it on yours?
I want to say yeah.
And this is...
If it wasn't, it should have been.
Yeah. This is Beneath the Trees, Nobody Sees Rite of Spring.
It's a long title. But, yeah.
Number 6.
And I decided to pick up the Dr. Seuss All the Places You'll Go homage. Because it's just an awesome homage cover.
This title is by Patrick Horvath, not Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Hence the bloody cover.
But yeah, funny thing is taking a break from DC Comics. However, the main character of this book was in DC Boss Battle, and that's Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
I think Samantha is one of the best new characters that have come out recently.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, it's basically Dexter in a bear body.
Yeah, wasn't there kind of a reference to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is, on my opinion, I don't know if this is the end of this series or if it's the end of this arc.
Yeah.
Because it is an open-ended ending.
Yeah.
But
true.
Seriously, this is how you end an arc. And before hopping on filming this, we were talking about how you felt like it was rushed.
I mean, maybe reading it again. I think this was the Rite of Spring storyline. I think this was the best issue. Because it's not really a spoiler, but Samantha basically, someone comes to the town trying to uncover what's been happening, because I think it was her brother or someone she knew died and got murdered.
Murdered by Samantha in the previous arc.
And Samantha's trying to just like lure her on and try to get to the bottom of it with her together. And then, this person kind of just culminates and figures it out in the issue before this and then this one. But yeah, it does kind of leave it open-ended, and maybe we'll get more of a backstory on Samantha. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Patrick Horvath, just so good.
Well, and, I don't think it's the finale of the series because of the fact of her involvement in DC Boss Battle. Or DC KO Boss Battle. However, this issue does something that none of the other issues have done, and it gives focus to the side characters.
Yeah.
And some of them are on the more heroic side of saving people while Samantha's on the killing spree.
Yeah.
And usually we get 1 or 2 kills in an issue. This book, Patrick Horvath turned Samantha into that killer. And she did not hold back.
Yeah, so if you haven't read the first arc of Beneath the Trees, where nobody sees, which we were talking to, I believe, Dennis, when we were at...
Dennis Vogan.
Yeah.
Local
story arc.
Yeah, local author.
We were like, Dennis, you gotta read this book. But yeah, pick it up, read it. It's really good.
Now the break from DC's over. This book...
Well, there's technically only 2 DC books on the list.
Yeah. But 2 Image, 1 IDW. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 DC, 2 Image, 1 IDW. But this DC book is the mainstay of DC. We were talking about how DC uses Batman and Superman too often.
Yeah.
And I'm a hypocrite because we're talking about Batman 7
Yes.
by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez.
Joker.
Uh,
With the awesome fold-out sequence, as said on the cover.
yeah, so I'm going to get to that in a little bit here. This story, this issue, at first I didn't know what to think about when it was announced because I'm like, do we really need more Joker in the Batman title? Because I feel like all we get is Joker and Batman.
Yeah.
And Batman's got more villains than Joker. But Matt Fraction said, hey, let's take Joker, put him in the Hannibal Lecter setting, and let's put Batman as Clarice and smash them together, and that's what this issue is.
And the amazing Jorge Jimenez on art is so good. Like, he took it to a whole nother level, and I think that's really what's driving this series so far, at least for me.
Well, that and
I'm biased because
you think he's an attractive man.
I've seen him in person. Okay,
You didn't say hi. You melted. But here's the thing: the fold-out is the only thing that's got action really in it.
Yeah.
This whole book is a conversation between Joker and Batman.
Yeah.
And it's so damn entertaining.
Patient 10.
Well, yeah. The doctors don't want Batman to call him Joker. However, to Batman, he's not Patient 10. He's Joker.
Right.
But
and he says, something at the very end.
That leaves us wanting more. We cannot wait for issue 8.
Yeah.
Now, as you can tell, we praised DCKO. We praised Batman. And last week we had DC, a new history of DC Universe, the Dakota Incident #1.
Mm-hmm.
DC is can't miss right now. Now, I do think DC needs to do more with their characters, but what they currently are doing is great storytelling.
Yeah.
Now, this next book is a book that we were talking about earlier about how people are buying it for an outrageous price, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, this book was not at our normal LCS,
Mm-hmm.
but we went to a different one, and we were able to find a copy or two, both covers. Like, there was a homage cover and the normal cover.
The homage covers to Vertigo.
Vertigo, yeah.
And this is Narco #1 by
Yes.
Doug Ragnow and Daniel Hilliard.
So at least I have read, I think Kyle as well,
Mm-hmm.
we've read all of Doug Wagner's
And Hilliard's.
stories and Hilliard's
Not
stories.
all. I won't say we haven't read all of Doug Wagner's.
Okay, yes, not all. Plastic, vinyl, plush, just my top 10 last year
I was a teenager, yeah.
I was a teenage serial killer.
Fashion School.
Fashion school serial killer. And like Kyle said, why are people now just caring about this team? Like, this team puts on great books, and I'll get on my rant right now.
Mm-hmm.
People need to just read comics and not
Speculate.
flip and speculate. That's just my opinion.
And
anyway.
that's your opinion. I'm in the vote where I agree, but also understand that speculation does help the comic shops.
Yeah, but then
people are flocked to them to get these comics.
Yeah, great. But then these books are going to be $3 in a few months.
Exactly. But hey,
So.
the comic shops got the money at least back. Not back, but you don't make money off of new comics, but you get them in the yard. You get them in the shop.
People need to enjoy them. That's just my 2 cents.
Well, in talking about enjoyment, I think you enjoyed this more than I did.
I think I did too. Yeah, it's just like definitely a shift from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard's other stories, because you have this guy, the main character Marcus, who is suffering from something, and you're like, ooh, what's it gonna be? Basically, if his blood pressure goes up, he falls asleep, gets narcolepsy. And he's like, oh crap, he doesn't want that to happen. And then
it is kind of hard to talk about this book without spoiling it.
Yeah, I don't want to keep going into it. But he sees something, and the ending is like, oh crap, now he's got to kind of unravel things.
The ending of this book is setting up what the whole series is going to be.
Yeah.
So if we talk about this book next month again, we're going to spoil it issue 1.
Yeah, probably. And I know people probably couldn't all get their hands on it, or people did, and they weren't reading it. Sorry. But yeah, it was a fun first issue. I think this team does a good job of getting you hooked in the first issue. I think Plush was one of my weak, not as...
You just like furries.
It's not that. Cannibalistic furries. No, but yeah, they're great.
I was a Fashion Square serial killer. Was good.
I think, yeah, I liked it more than you.
But I think Plastic and Vinyl are their best books so far. Now, when we get to the rankings, you realize that Nora and I have this book at a drastic difference. That's because as of issue 1, I didn't feel all that hooked into the story quite yet. Yeah. And I felt that way, though, I was a Fashion Square serial killer. That first issue didn't really connect. Now, I know with Doug Ragnar storytelling, you kind of have to be patient.
Yeah.
Too. But yeah, I just don't understand. You and I both don't understand why the hell this is going for so much money. This and Nectar, we got a copy of Nectar too, and I like the story. I liked Nectar.
But for a first issue, I liked Narco much more than Nectar to hook me in.
But we're talking about those two just because of the fact that they're going for so much money right now.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. But instead of having a rant about speculation, let's go to our rankings.
Yeah.
You and I have a similar book at number 5.
The same book.
Yeah, same book. And that is Sleep number 8. And that's not saying that was a bad book by any means. It's just, there's a lot of good books this week. And I just felt like it wasn't a bad ending, but I just felt like overall I'd read better as collected.
It almost even started to take a turn where I was like, wait a minute, flashbacks or he was seeing things, and I was just like, okay, I need to read all this together.
Going to 4, number 4 is a lot different from us because I have Narco at number 4. And, just going back to what we just talked about was that book. But you have DCKO at number 4. Why?
Yeah.
Why do you have DCKO at number 4?
I liked it, but I feel like the other 3 books, for me, were just a little bit better.
Okay.
As far as, enjoyment-wise and... DCKO did a great job of showing us what's to come. But, I don't know, maybe I just wanted not Superman Lex Luthor.
Fair. Despite loving Superman's movie that came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. At number 3, I had Batman 7. And kind of similar to what Nora just said about liking the books better. Honestly, I could have done a coin flip. I know a coin flip is double sided. It's 2 sides, so maybe it's 3-sided coin here. 3, 2, and 1 could have flip flopped for me, honestly.
Yeah.
And I could put Batman number 7 at 1 just for Jorge's artwork alone.
Oh, 100%.
You have Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees at 3.
Yes. You have it somewhere else.
Yep.
But, for me, the next 2 just were a little bit, like you said, my 3, 2, 1 are very close as well. There were some great books that we have already read from this week. We haven't read them all, but yeah.
And for number 2, I have DCKO at number 5, and that is just for pure storytelling alone and getting us excited for the future of DC. Having excitement for new comics is what you want from an event, and it did its job.
Yeah, that's true.
At number 2, you have Batman number 7.
Yes.
Is that because of Jorge?
I mean, not all because of Jorge. It was just a great issue. The writing, the story, just the conversation between Batman and Joker, and obviously the artwork. Yeah, for me, it was just a little better than DCKO.
And then at number 1, I have Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring at number 6. And I honestly just feel like this is how you end a story arc.
Yeah,
that's why I have it so high, and this is number 1.
Samantha's a badass.
Samantha is a great character. Horvath is creating a universe that, well, we just want more of.
Maybe he'll announce something soon.
And your number one is my number 4.
Is Narco number 1? I don't know, maybe I'm just biased towards Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillard, and I'm just like, yes, give us this great story. But yeah, it's just different so far than their other stories, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
But yeah, let us know if you picked up any of these books and what did you think of any of these books. If you've read all 5 of these, in the comment section, rank them. Let us know what you think of these 5 books. While we're doing that, like and subscribe. Noggin's growing by the week. We mentioned that last week. We've got articles coming out on our blog almost twice a week, I'll say now.
Yeah.
And we're planning to do this video once a week. We got the MCE show next week. Minnesota Comic Exchange comic show. And then at the end of the month, we have Planet Comic Con. Our first time in Kansas City. But until then,
like and subscribe, and you meant me to say see you at the comic shop.
Yeah.